When I needed money, it's anything, bro. Like, seriously.
What else have you done to make money?
Scrap metal. I've always been selling. I remember selling stuff at 9 years old. I went from basically being a trainer flipper to a trainer retailer. Like, we're an online retailer.
What's the revenue look like for this sort of business? What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the CEOCAST, the number one place for showcasing business and entrepreneurship. Now, today, you're joining me again on another podcast, and today we're talking all about trainer reselling, everything around sneakers, you name it. We're here with the main man himself from King of Kicks, Theo Clough.
How you doing, bro? You okay?
I'm good, my bro. How you doing?
Very well, thanks.
Having a good, busy day?
Always busy, bro. Always busy.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you taking your time out to do this podcast, man.
I appreciate you coming up, bro.
We've been meaning to do it for a while, so, I'm finally glad that we can sit here.
Yeah, finally here, bro, putting it together.
Yeah, so talk to me, man. Trainer reselling. You're obviously the king of kicks, you know?
King of kicks, as it says, yeah.
So, you know what, before we get into it, yeah, what does it mean, king of kicks? So, where did you get the name from? King of Kicks,
it's sort of like, well, the King of Kicks, we're the king, we're doing it the best.
Yeah.
That's how I like to think about it. We're offering the best,
So when you thought of the name, was that the first thing, like, you thought of, like, I'm the king of kicks?
So it actually took me a while to think of a name.
Yeah.
Because this is a common thing that stops people, right?
Yeah.
And then I think of my brother who said the name.
Mm.
I drew up a logo. Well, one night I just jumped out of bed, got a logo idea in my head, drew it down, got it made.
Yeah.
It's a different logo to what it is now. This is like a new version. And that's not a very good looking logo.
You're going to have to show me that one. I want to see
I
what
will
it was
show
like.
you that.
How old were you then?
It was a good concept, but it wasn't that good to look at.
So how old were you then when you started the business?
I think I was like 18. I was dabbling a little bit before I got the Instagram and socials going and stuff like that. And then I've been doing it e-commerce style with the website for 2 years now.
That's not bad. 2 years. So that's pretty much been solid for instance to start.
Yeah, so we're always like eBay, Depop, private sales, stuff like that for a while.
Yeah.
And then once I started doing the website, that was like 2 years ago, yeah.
Before we get into it, make sure you subscribe and set the bell notification to all so you never miss a single episode. I'm not sure if you mentioned, you're 23, right?
Yeah, I just turned 23.
So you would have started probably when you were 20, 21, roughly?
On the site, yeah.
On the site?
Well, like selling all together is probably like 18, 19.
Okay.
Trainers, selling trainers.
Yeah, trainers. So where did the whole idea come about for you, Theo, man? Trainers, I know nowadays we're living in an age where everyone's talking about trainers. Like, me and my mates were literally having this conversation the other day that trainers can make or break your outfit. And we were speaking of some WhatsApp as well, like to a point where you can have the most drippiest clothing, but if your trainers are dead, it's not working. Same thing.
Yeah,
likewise.
look, I mean, you can do a £20 fit, nice trainers, get away with it.
Exactly.
You do £20 trainers,
Still pulling
nice
birds.
fit, it doesn't make sense. I've always been into clothing, designer brands, fashion, that type of thing.
What, from like a young age
From
or?
a super young age, I've always been into designer brands. I used to listen to a lot of like UK rap and stuff on YouTube.
Yeah. They're always talking about it.
Yeah, you want to dress in designer clothes and stuff. And I used to go to flannels and like I couldn't afford the stuff. And I bought this like blue Stone Island crew neck with like a navy blue. I bought it and returned it 3 separate times.
Why?
Because I bought it and I was like, shit, I've got no money left.
Okay, yeah.
So I bought it, returned it 3 times, same shop, same jumper.
Just so you could wear it at the 3 different occasions?
No, I didn't wear it, so I brought it home, tried it on, and I was like, looking at the price tag, and I was like, no, that were a bad purchase.
How much was it?
It was like back then they were like 150, 170 quid retail. Now they're like 220, but at the time. So yeah, used to just return stuff. Because I just regretted buying it because I knew my money wasn't ready for it.
Yeah,
do you know what I'm
okay,
saying? I was too young. I was spending all my money on a jumper. It's not the.
It don't make sense.
Didn't make sense.
Yeah.
Didn't make sense.
Did you have the business at this time, or was it just personal for enjoyment?
No, this was just when I was young, knocking about. I didn't know what to spend money on. Like I knew to save, and I knew that I wanted to be in business, but I didn't know how it all came about. Like, I was still buying and selling, but I wasn't saving for like to go towards something.
So I was the opposite. I was never really into designer like that or any sort of trainers or anything like that. It was only up until maybe 17, 18, I want to say, along them lines, I bought my first ever pair of Giuseppe's. I don't know why I bought Giuseppe's because looking back at them now, they're hideous, I'm not going to lie. Yeah, any representatives from Giuseppe's, I'm sorry. But I bought them and then I wore them once or twice and then I hated them after that. After that, I never bought designer stuff because I was just like, what a waste. I spent $550, $595, whatever the price is, and I never wore them. And from that day, I've never really bought designer or anything like that. I've never bought Jordans. I've never bought anything. I'll accept it as presents. Don't get me wrong. If anyone wants to give me gifts, safe, I'll accept it. But I've never gone out of my way to spend money on it. So I was never really into designer like that, man.
Yeah, I mean, I've always been into it, but I've never bought it really.
Yeah.
I bought I've bought odd bits, but they might have been off somebody or something like that. But I always had that interest. And then the buying and selling of shoes, it sort of came about when I left college at 17. I had no money through college. Didn't know what I wanted to do. Started applying for jobs everywhere. Like I'm talking retail jobs, JD Sports type thing.
Yeah.
Do you know, just jobs you can get without any experience.
No qualifications or nothing like that.
I couldn't get a job anywhere. I was like, I didn't know what I was doing wrong. And I'm no joke, I just applied to...
Oh, so you couldn't get the retail jobs either?
No, I couldn't get a normal job. I'm thinking, what's going on here?
Why do you think that was?
No idea. You know, I had a few GCSEs and loads of work experience. Like I had 2 jobs when I was at school, like on separate days. Had all the work experience and stuff. Couldn't get a job anywhere, so I spoke to my brother and he said, I think he mentioned something about outlet stores and stuff. So I started doing outlet stores. You know, buying and selling. Then bought 4 pairs. I remember when they were at the end of my bed in my room. Then it came 8, 12, 16, bang, bang, bang. Filled the room up. Spare room, filled that. Went downstairs into the cellar. That obviously it's damp in a cellar. Yeah. Started storing stuff down there, working out of there. No sunlight.
So the stuff in the outlet, I'm assuming it's not Jordans and everything, right? You're just gonna get stuff in the outlet. How's it work exactly? What sort of stuff?
The outlet game's changed now, so the stuff that I'm saying now is not going to be relevant for you to go because how Brexit and stuff's happened.
Yeah,
stock doesn't come into the UK the same anymore. But back when we were doing it, the shit used to be crazy, bro. It used to be all types of stuff. And then probably something we'll come back to speak about later is like how that turned when COVID hit. But yeah, just buying and selling cheap stuff. I mean, it's not even necessarily stuff you'd want to buy. It was just stuff that we're flipping on eBay. You know, searching product codes and selling on eBay. Like it's retail arbitrage. That's like the official name for it.
So generally, as like a young business owner, right? Everyone who seems to be young started the business young as well. They generally had some sort of background in business in school, whether it's selling sweets, selling drinks, that sort of lot. So what was your whole childhood life like?
Yeah, so I've always been selling. Like I remember selling stuff at 9 years old. That was my first.
You got to mention what you were selling before you get in trouble.
Chewing gum.
Chewing gum.
On the swimming coach. Did you go swimming at school?
Yeah.
Like year 4.
Actually, no, we didn't have year 4. Did you?
So I was selling chewing gum on the swimming coach.
Oh, is it?
Always been buying and selling through school, sweets. Sweets. I was putting work in at school. Got a bit older and then started selling like clothes and stuff like that.
Why do you think you were selling back in school? Was it for money or because
it just felt natural to me? It just felt natural to me. I liked to do it.
Because you know what? When I'm looking back at it now, like obviously money's good back then, but you still you ain't got much recognition of what this money means. So what are you, the kids and all that sort of stuff, selling for?
Yeah, like it's mad. I was selling.
Now it's different because everyone wants, a 14-year-old wants a pair of Jordans, so they're gonna sell. But back then it wasn't like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I wasn't even earning to like put it towards something. I wasn't even like, because I remember I saved up a decent chunk of money and it's like I didn't even know what to do with it.
Yeah.
You know, maybe if I'd have had a bit of different guidance, I might have started my own business or something. But I've had like a few businesses I started.
Yeah.
But I just didn't see it through. Like I remember I tried like a t-shirt company when I was probably like 14 or something. Just never really.
What, just like printing t-shirts?
Yeah, it's like screen printing t-shirts.
Yeah.
You know, it must have got too difficult, and then I just quit basically. And then I remember like I did a YouTube channel at one point. Don't try to find that either.
What were you doing on YouTube?
Don't exist anymore. Like gaming one, but like filming. It wasn't filming myself. It was like filming montages and that type of shit. But it just never turned into anything. I wasn't really that way inclined with it.
That's mad, because this is one thing that no one knows about me. This isn't the first YouTube channel I've started. I had, I'm not even going to mention the channels, but gaming was one of them.
People are going to find it now, though.
No, they're never going to find it. Never ever going to find it. I know, because I'm not even going to mention it, because then they will find it. But yeah, no, that was like, this is my third YouTube channel essentially, right? But what do you think, like the YouTube stuff and the other businesses, right? Do you think it was too hard, or do you think it was, you didn't put 100% effort into it? Like, I didn't put
100% effort, but I was probably just a bit too young. So I'm not saying I couldn't have figured it out if I'd have kept trying, but maybe if I were a couple of years older, I might have, figured it out a bit better and then seen some results and then carried on. But it just didn't click with me. But I've always had that like want to start doing something for myself. Yeah.
So we'll dive into this later on as well. But what do you think it is that made you continue with King of Kicks and got to the position where you are in right now?
Well,
What element of it?
there's like in my head, there's not another. There's no plan B going on. Like whatever I'm doing right now, like it's happening regardless.
Yeah.
So if it's not happening yet, it's gonna happen
In the future, yeah.
Yeah. So I've just kept going because in my head it's not happened yet. Like I'm not even entertaining a plan B, or I might do this, I might do that. It's like I'm doing this. This is my main thing.
Yeah.
I'm about it. This is what I'm doing.
So why do you think we'll touch on sneakers? Yeah. So why do you think it is that people are getting hyped about Jordans now? Jordan 4s, Jordan 1s. Dave and Stormzy made a song on it, and from then Jordan's been even more popular.
So when I first started, it was popular, but it was way more niched.
Yeah.
Now it's like the past 2 years, bro. It's gone crazy.
Yeah.
Like everybody's normal people are wearing them.
You know what it was? It was a point where everyone's wearing designer like shoes, LV, Gucci, whatever the case is. Now everyone's rocking Jordans.
Exactly, bro.
You know
and it's sportswear, but it sits with high fashion as well.
Yeah.
It mixes.
So where's that come from then?
Well, the products themselves, bro. The good quality. Like, let's say, I'm gonna be able to grab these grab these. These are like the same quality as designer shoes.
Okay, yeah.
Like the stitching and the leather and like this is the same as a Balenciaga.
Yeah.
Well, Balenciaga's a 7 ton. So why can't this sell for more?
Yeah, no, of course. How much is that?
And these are like this size is 450, the last one we've got, but if you get like a size 11 in them, you're talking like 600.
Is it?
But these obviously these have gone up. They didn't used to always be this.
Yeah, I need a discount, bro.
Yeah, you can get a discount, bro. But
I like those ones though.
Like these up top as well.
Yeah, they can't see it on camera, but yeah.
It's super high quality. I don't think we'll be able to grab it without knocking Mike, but
yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
The high quality goods and they hold the value.
Yeah.
So I support it because if you can buy an expensive pair of kicks, wear them 6, 7 times, 10 times, 20 times sparingly, look after them, clean them, they're gonna still hold value in a year's time.
Yeah.
If you want to go drop £1,200 on some lubes, like you can wear them 20 times, bro, and it's like no one's gonna give you 800 quid for them.
Yeah.
But shoes, it's different because shoes go up. So you can get an expensive pair of shoes that's still going to go up, and then because you're wearing them, they're going down, they sort of meet, so you don't actually lose that much.
Yeah.
So these serious collectors, even though they've got a lot of money in shoes, they're not actually spending that much.
What you say is like an asset then?
100%.
Yeah?
100%.
I never thought
Plus,
like
it's a good conversation starter.
Of course, yeah, because the first thing people look at nowadays is your crepes.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, nice shoes. Like I get it sometimes, bro. Nice shoes, bro. Where'd you get them from? And
Yeah,
just
and then
start chatting about shoes and then about life. It's a...
How many customers do you think you acquired off the back of that conversation? Nice shoes. Oh yeah, this is my business.
Yeah, I mean it's good. It's good. It's like I'm not going to say a secret club, but it's like it shows that you both have a certain understanding of a certain level of a certain culture. So only positives out of it, really.
This crepe game is mad, you know.
Yeah, it's deeper than just people. You're not just spending money on shoes. Like there's more to it than that.
Yeah, no, of course. So then we'll go back into your business a bit as well, right? So when would you say like it started taking off for you, King of Kicks?
It's been a steady incline all the way. I first started getting the ball moving when like I was in my first office.
Yeah.
And I first started going into advertising and stuff like that. And then obviously your advertising can be scaled as much as you want to scale it. Obviously the back end's got to be able to handle it. But yeah, as soon as I started running ads, we started taking it seriously. Once I incurred some costs, that's when I'm taking it seriously now. Because once you've got the place and the extra bills, it's like you've got to be like, you can't just be thinking, oh well, I'll get back to it at a different time. You've got to start taking it seriously and stay consistent.
What was your initial investment when you started?
Oh, 200 quid.
That's it.
Yeah.
What did you get for 200 quid?
Market stalls.
Market stalls. What did you do on the market
stalls?
stalls?
So I used to sell eggs. Right, my dad sells eggs. He's a market trader.
Yeah.
Sells eggs, cheese, and milk on Leeds Market. He's got like a shop, more of a shop than a stall.
Yeah.
So Whitaker's Eggs, Leeds Market. If you're ever in Leeds,
is it still there?
Yeah. If you need dairy, cheese.
Yeah. So your dad's still there selling eggs, cheese, milk.
Yeah, he loves it. He's always been a trader. My granddad's were a greengrocer, so he used to sell like fruit and veg and stuff. So it's just natural to me selling.
So that makes sense why you're selling in school then.
Yeah,
it's almost like your DNA, your blood.
This is where it comes from. So I'm sure there's things I've seen as a child where I've gone like, wow, this is how we're
meant to be.
Plus my brothers, one of my brothers still an entrepreneur. The other one used to be entrepreneurial, and then the other one isn't entrepreneurial. But It's just been something that I've always seen.
Yeah.
And then because I've seen my dad working when I used to work with him as well, you see how he's talking to customers and buying and selling, and you sort of picking it up from there. So yeah, I used to do market stalls on the weekend while I was at college. I couldn't get a job, so I started doing that, and it was my stall, although I was like buying from.
So what did you say to your dad, that you're gonna get your own store essentially?
Yeah. So I
in the same market as well.
No, different market. So I
Okay.
used to travel to like affluent-ish areas,
Yeah.
do like farmers market type things.
Yeah.
Well, people just walk around spending money, bro. And you get people making like little comments on that. But I'm thinking, I'm 17 making 120, 150 quid on a Saturday, Sunday. I'm thinking, I'm doing that as much
You're
as I can.
chilling,
I don't care.
yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
care.
yeah, yeah.
I'm doing that as much as I can.
Who did you get comments from?
No one in particular, but like maybe not necessarily comments, but they're like, "Oh, selling eggs," maybe pulling a face. I was like,
That's what I'm saying. It's like your friendship group, people around your age, around the area.
It's hard to say, not particular people, but yeah, people around my area. You get certain people stuck in a certain mindset, and then they're more bothered about what the connotation of working is rather than the actual fruit that you're getting from it.
Yeah, 100%. So then you transitioned from selling eggs and milk and cheese to trainers.
So I only sold eggs on my stall.
You only sold just pure eggs?
It's the stall at Leeds that sells everything.
Where did you get all your eggs from?
Well, I used to buy them from my dad.
Okay.
And then sell them. I used to have a little van.
Yeah.
And I used to go outlets.
Okay, so this is the point you're driving at this point then?
Yeah, I'm driving at this point.
Okay, cool.
So I had a little...
Make travel easy. I was thinking, you can be walking around Leeds with like a batch of eggs and stuff like that.
I had a little £800 van.
Yeah.
And that van was sick. That was like my portal to sell.
Okay, yeah.
Because as soon as I got that, I started making money because I could make money out of it.
Yeah, for sure.
So, I started hitting markets.
Just park it up, open the doors, eggs are there.
No, I mean, I used to set table up. I used to have like artificial grass, salt signs, duck eggs, quail eggs, all of that. Yeah.
Were they actually ducking quail eggs?
Yeah.
And okay, so you.
And then I used to go outlets. So I'd go outlet on the morning and then have an egg round.
Yeah.
After it. So in the back of my van, I'd have loads of eggs and loads of bags of trainers.
I was gonna say, what's that? Oh my god! Did you ever? So what is an egg round?
So that's like delivering to cafes and stuff like that.
Okay, so you had multiple sources of income from them eggs.
Yeah, and then I had so I'd do outlet, egg round, other little bits of making money. Anything.
I'm
if
just thinking,
someone needs a lift with something, I'm doing it.
For this podcast, what do I title it? From selling eggs to selling trainers? Like that's a mad
If you
transition,
want
bro.
any hustle,
Anyone who sees that title,
bro.
when
I needed money, it's anything.
Yeah.
It's anything, bro. Like seriously.
What else have you done to make money?
Scrap metaling.
Yeah.
At one point, yeah. And I did this. I'm not saying I did it for a while, but I was selling £10,000 worth a month revenue
Of
shoes.
Okay,
for
yeah.
my online business.
Yeah.
And I was still like, if I'm driving past a bit of scrap metal on the road, like I'm thinking in my head, earn. I'd pull over and pick it up, bro. Put it back in my van.
Is it?
I swear to God. Until it got to the point when my mate said to me, like, "What, Theo? What are you doing?
How
What
much
are you
money is
doing?"
in
I just
scrap
get
metal?
obsessed though.
You know what's sick? I remember my dad done this when I was younger. Yeah, we had construction work going on in my house, and he said to me, I didn't understand why. Yeah, it must have been like 13, 14. He said to me, every single bit of metal you could find, put it in a bag. I was like, that's long. All right, cool, I'll do it. And then we went to a scrap metal place, and I think we got like £500 altogether or something like that. And I was like,
That's what I'm saying. And you know what it is? I didn't do it that much. I wasn't a scrap metaler.
Yeah.
So that's not my point. But my point was anything where I can make money, bro,
You're
I'm
gonna
doing
do
it.
it. Yeah,
I don't care what it is.
Yeah.
I just didn't care what it was. Obviously now it's not like that. Obviously it's changed, but I've earned the right for it to change. But when you've got no money and you want to start, bro, that's what you've got to do.
When you see scrap metal now when you're driving, do you ever come in your head like?
Don't even think about it.
Not at all.
No,
That's a hard one probably to come out of as well, that sort of thing. So you're doing 10 grand a month then at that point, still doing other side hustles. Why did it occur to you to do other side hustles? 10 grand a month?
Because I'm just doing as much as I can. I'm doing as much as I physically can. And that wasn't the smart way to work, and I'm not saying that's the right way to do it. But with how young I was and at the time, I'm just thinking I need to do as much as I physically can. Like it's not about, I'm going to spend more time on this. What I probably should have been doing is just e-commerce and then education around e-commerce. That's what I wasn't doing. That'd have been the smarter way. But this is just what I did.
Well, you're going to have things coming in the future, I'm sure, with that, with the whole personal brand. We'll talk about that later on. So talk to me about regarding the whole story of King of Kicks, right? So you started in your bedroom essentially, right?
Yeah, started in my bedroom, end of my bed, stack, filled it. Spare room, filled it. Cellar, filled it. Shoes started going mouldy.
How many people were you living with at that time?
3 people.
Did they ever get annoyed thinking like?
No, my dad didn't get annoyed. My dad just. I didn't ask him, to be fair. I just bring it home and do it, bro.
Yeah. But did they understand what you were doing?
Yeah, they understood what I was doing. So they supported it. They never had any comments or anything.
And you not going to college, essentially, did they have any comments? How did they feel about all of that?
So me going to college was like a misguided thing. Like my school, nobody ever came in and said, "Oh well, if you go do this, this will happen. If you go do this, this will happen."
Yeah,
I wasn't that intellectual. Like I wasn't really like book smart. So I went to college and did business and IT because I just thought, well, business and IT goes into everything. Well, it doesn't, because you've got to do specific courses for specific things.
Thing,
The whole reason why I went to college is because it was just basically something to do. I just wasted time, to be honest.
Yeah.
I just wasted time.
So then you packed out your house, basically. Did you get an office then after that?
Yeah, so then it got to a point like my shoes started going mouldy in the cellar.
Yeah.
And when you're giving shoes away because they're mouldy, it's like you need to sort shit out.
Yeah, of course.
So I moved into my first spot, filled it, got another room, and then COVID happened.
So that's the period of how long you're talking to get in the first place.
So that's like probably a year and a half, 2 years.
That's how long.
Yeah, probably not doing it that seriously. Still doing it a lot, but not, like I've got no bills.
Yeah.
So,
okay. Cool.
But 100% of my money is still going in, 100% every time. And then I moved to my first spot, filled it. Then COVID happened, and like COVID for me was just a heavy work period. Like I just got my head down big time. So it was like getting my head down with no distractions. So I wasn't playing Xbox and wasting time and stuff. Like I was working for the full thing.
Yeah.
I saw it as like a bit of a positive.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
But what was mad was like when lockdown happened, I was like, wow, my life's not that different anyway because how much I was working.
Yeah.
But I was doing it like an unhealthy amount where it changes like your mental health and every aspect of your life. I shouldn't have done that. That was another mistake.
Why not? What sort of impact did it have on you?
Well, you lose your social skills. So like your social.
I feel like in lockdown, quite a lot of people lost their social skills because obviously lockdown.
Yeah, definitely. But I was putting myself through that beforehand.
Okay.
And the thing is, when you're working on a business by yourself as well, it's like it's not that sociable anyway.
Yeah,
so like Monday to Friday, when you're working by yourself, other people are at work and talking to whoever, and it just affected.
Things,
I noticed my output was not.
And even if your mates are like, jump out and something like that, but you're not just a 9 to 5. You're constantly working all the time. So your social skills go downhill. Yeah,
and then plus on top of that, I was like super saving money. So I was like unsociably saving money.
What do you mean?
So let's say me and you were stood in a shop and you're buying a drink for £2.50. I might be going £2.50. You're thinking, what's wrong with this guy? It's only £2.50. Like stuff that didn't matter.
Yeah.
But because I was that obsessed and going over it and over it and over it in my head, that's how I thought I should do it. But
so you mentioned there that basically every single penny that you earned, you kept into the business. Yeah. Why is it that you had that mindset, and why is it that you didn't really spend anything on yourself? Where do you think that comes from? Did someone tell you that, or did natural instinct?
I just think that like it's not moving yet.
What's not moving?
Like the business is moving, but like I've not made it yet. I mean, I've not made it now, but it's not time to sit back and start enjoying stuff. Like it's a long process. You've got to hustle for a long time. So I just knew like the more I spend on myself, the less is going to go into the business, and that's going to be slower growth. But you do need to spend a little bit on yourself. Like there's stuff that you need. Do you know what I'm saying?
You've got to enjoy yourself from time to time.
You've got to enjoy yourself from time to time because that affects your output through the week anyway.
Yeah, because it's like you need to have something to work towards. 100%. You need to enjoy your life, and then the money that you make, as well as good as it is keeping it in the business, if you're not spending it on yourself or enjoying life that much, you do question, what am I doing it for in the first place?
See, this is the point that it got to. When I really did start picking up some steam, and then this COVID stuff was happening. So when COVID hit, all the shops were closed for 2 years, or a full year. Like every shop in the world was closed for a year.
Yeah.
So what it meant was there was an absolute influx of stock hitting outlet stores. Yeah. And when the shops still first opened, like it got crazy, bro. Like I'm talking, this started taking over in my life. Like, me and a few of the outlet boys were just proper hammering it. Like I'm talking, spending £1,000 a day, £1,500 a day, every single day, 7 days a week, new stuff. because of that influx of stuff, all discounted, going to these shops. Because everywhere were closed. And it got to the point where we were sleeping in the car park to get first in the queue.
Is it?
So sleeping in the cars in the car park.
Yeah.
So I'd literally leave the shop at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, been in there since 10, and then I'd go to work for a full day. About 8 o'clock I'd go home, eat, shower, straight back out, drive to the car park,
chill overnight,
sleep,
do the same thing,
get in the queue.
So how much stock were you picking up per day?
Like 30 items, 40 items, clothing, accessories,
everything,
just new stuff, like heavily discounted.
So where do you get your stuff now from? Because from my knowledge, which is very little anyway, you can't get like these Jordans in the store, right? Or
yeah, so the stuff that I sell now is completely different. I don't go to any outlet stores or anything like that. The game's finished because of how stock comes into the UK and stuff. So I've not done that for a while now. That was just sort of like when I was getting
just
going.
Starting out, yeah.
This type of stuff, you've just got to get the contacts over time. You start working with certain people. Certain people get bulk a lot, and when you're a good buyer and you buy a lot of stuff, they do repeat business with you.
Yeah.
You know, you've got to notice market patterns, notice what's going to go up in value, what's not really worth buying, what people are liking. You know, if summer's coming up, you want to be getting triple white shoes. If winter's coming up, you want to be getting some darker ones. You've just got to make predictions and notice market patterns and stuff like that, and then buy them at the right time. The timing's important with this type of stuff.
So here's a good question for you then, yeah? When Dave and Stormzy came out with the song Clash, and the line was Jordan 4s and Jordan 1s, did you think, was there a light bulb moment in your head thinking, oh my days, this is about to pop off?
Yeah, I mean, all my Instagram stories were Jordan 4s and Jordan 1s, filming shoe and stuff. But I tell you what, that wasn't when this thing really started banging. It was the Last Dance documentary on Netflix with Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
When that came out, Jordan started going crazy. You know, like showing Michael Jordan's history.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, our age, we all know Michael Jordan is, but we didn't watch Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
We didn't watch Michael Jordan growing up.
Yeah.
So when that documentary came out, everyone were like, started getting proper into it, and that's when it started going crazy, in my opinion, anyway.
Because it's almost like everyone's appreciating his work, sort of thing.
Yeah, because they've seen the back end of the story.
Yeah, that's mad. But these are all, like, technically speaking, all basketball trainers, isn't it?
Yeah. But it's like, I won't want to be playing basketball in these.
It's mad. So are you getting it for like retail price essentially then?
I pretty much get nothing for retail.
Is it? So even you're buying it from resale?
Yeah, I buy pretty much everything resale.
How much are retail prices on that? Like, let's just say those, for example.
These are like, I mean, when these came out, it was 170. Yeah. Now it's 200.
Retail?
For Jordan 4s, yeah. They used to be like 135.
Yeah.
Now they're 170, and they're Jordan 1s. These are like 150.
Yeah.
But these are like worth £600.
You say that? It's mad.
What else? Yeah, it's like the retail's fairly low. I mean, they're bringing it up now because there's extra prices with
do you have
Brexit and stuff.
Are you in like Discords and stuff like that where they're just shelling?
Yeah, Discord groups, WhatsApp groups, that type of thing. The thing is, it's all about relationships, right? You build these over time, doing a lot of business. And as long as you're doing good business and honest business, you build these relationships.
So I get the vibe, yeah. As much as that you're selling the trainers, a lot of your time's probably spent trying to source the trainers.
Yeah. A lot goes into buying. Obviously, when you've got good suppliers lined up, I know it sounds
obvious, like half of it is buying and selling, but I mean, I reckon with this sort of stuff, because it's limited
Yeah,
quantity.
a lot goes into buying. Yeah. Because you've got to pay the right prices. Because at the end of the day, stuff's only worth what it's worth, and you can only sell it for what you can sell it for.
Yeah.
I sell it at a certain price to include. Well, we're offering returns, soon to be free returns. You can pay on Klarna Clear Pay Lay-by, so pay in installments or interest-free 30 days. We accept. We're going to start doing next day delivery, and we accept returns, which is obviously a big thing. And then we guarantee the authenticity of it. The thing is with this type of thing, it's there's a lot of grey market sellers, so it's individuals selling. It's like the entry level's quite low. But the problem with that is
it's just like with Yeezys. I know, like for a fact, my sister, she downloaded the Adidas Confirmed app on my phone. Anytime like something gets released, she takes my phone and just does whatever she needs to do. Yeah, so it's like she'll get them and then try and resell them. So are you talking about like that sort of sense where it's individuals doing that?
But the problem is with that, like, you can buy off individuals, fine, but like, I'm talking from experience. 60% of people are either not going to send it, it's going to be used, not going to ship on time.
Yeah.
They're going to speak to you like you're an idiot. You know, like I might buy you could buy something off someone on one of these platforms.
Yeah.
And it can be 6 days and they've not shipped.
Yeah,
Like, have you shipped this yet, mate? And then they'll start talking to you like on smoke. They'll go, it doesn't revolve around you, you know. I've got stuff going on, this and that. You're like, what are you talking about?
They get too emotional about it.
Yeah, and so people don't want to deal with that. People want to buy it from proper places. So like what we are, we're a proper shop and we offer guarantees. So it's safe shopping. You know it's legit.
Yeah.
You're getting what you paid for. You know, the customer service is there. We're going to resolve any issues. You're never going to be without your stuff. Yeah, and that's important. That's what customers want, man. So it's just about working out customers' pain points, and we're trying to accommodate to that as much as we can.
Would you go retail based?
The thing is, it completely changes once you go retail.
Why? Because for example, like, I don't know if I want to mention. Okay, there's other retail stores within the reselling game. I won't mention any names, but obviously they do it. So what's the difference? So
they're still reselling.
Yeah.
So they're still paying over. They're like in a retail shop. But they're not getting anything for. They might be getting some bits for retail, but they still do buy resale prices. I probably would have a shop, and you know, there's some stuff coming up, some plans going up that I can't really get into right now. But there's extra stuff going on, more interactive stuff. But I like the online, and I just think if you're getting something shipped to you for free, you can return it. It's like you might as well just order online, to be honest. And that's where I see retail going.
Probably makes your life easier as well, isn't it, as a business owner?
Yeah, it does, and you know, I'm interested in e-commerce, so I want to build on that knowledge and on that skills.
Are you shipping worldwide as well?
A few things changed after Brexit. A few logistics we need to work out, and we're going through different couriers. Not yet, but we will be soon once it's sorted. But we're just focusing on the UK at the minute.
Fair enough. So when we were talking off camera, WhatsApp, etc., you were telling me that when you had your first office, there was essentially like a big downfall.
Yeah, so my first office was
paint the picture for me and the audience.
So my second office is right.
So you've moved up from the first one at this point.
Yeah. So at this point, it's busy. Christmas is coming up.
Yep.
I've got that much stuff and I can't store it that I'm cancelling orders every day. 7 orders, 10 orders a day.
Yeah.
You know, cancelling loads of orders because you can't find the stuff. It's all in bags on the floor and piled on top of each other.
Yeah.
It got to the point when you just can't work out of it.
Yeah.
And I've got Christmas coming up, so I'm just like, I need to start moving with this. And then I found this unit and like, I just didn't even think about any of the negatives. Because I just opened the doors and I seen the space. I'm like, boom, I'm in here.
How much bigger was it compared to your other one?
Like 4 times bigger.
Okay.
Like bigger than I even needed. Yeah. But I just thought I can grow into this. But there was no lights. Like there were lights, there were no daylight, no windows.
Yeah.
It was freezing in the winter. It was like you were outside. All the ceilings were cracked. It was like underneath a 200-year-old building.
Yeah.
There were I've seen rats down there. Kitchen's shit. It was just not good. So I went in there and one time I were at our training and I got a phone call from my landlord to say
But you were training for what?
I was just training like at gym.
Oh, okay. Cool.
And I got a phone call from the landlord saying you need to come down, and it rained for about 15 minutes, but super heavy, super heavy. And I went down and it just gone through everything. You know, it would, like on cardboard boxes. It destroyed loads of stuff. But like looking back now, I'm not annoyed about that because that's a sign of growth. Like I knew I needed to be out of that place, but you've got to be ready for the disruption, and you're never ready for the disruption until you're disrupted.
So just to give some context, would you want to say how much the value you lost?
Yeah, we're like 20,000 worth of damage.
So how do you bounce back from 20 grand worth of damage?
But I knew that I shouldn't have been down there. So all it was is
so what, did you
I were accountable for it.
Take it on the chin.
Yeah, you've got to take it on the chin. I were accountable for it. Like if you're gonna be, if you're gonna cry when something bad happens, you shouldn't be in business. Like these things happen and they're a sign of growth. But these are the things that get you cracking on and get you sorting your shit out.
But I agree with everything you're saying, right? Did you have any downfalls before that? for you to have that mindset of, we got to keep moving?
I mean, if you've got your own business, there's always downfalls. There's always going to be things that happen.
At different levels, obviously, yeah.
At different levels, there's always going to be things that happen. There's always going to be mistakes you make.
So was this like the first like major downfall sort of thing?
This was my biggest, but as you're growing, they're always going to get bigger. That's just a sign that you're growing. So you've got to take it as a positive. I knew I should have been out of there. So
if you, retrospectively speaking, if that didn't happen, would you say you would have stayed there for quite a bit longer?
Well, this is the thing. It happened just before Christmas, so I was like, again in the same position. I need to move out Christmas. I need to get my stuff together, move in for November because I can't miss that trade. So it just makes you get your shit in gear. You've got to take it on the chin and take it as a positive and move with it.
So what's the biggest thing about Christmas? Why is that so important around it?
It's gifts, isn't it? So festive season, perfect gifts. Everyone's in a better mood.
Yeah, people are just spending money.
Yeah, people are just spending money, and people want it's important what they're getting. It's not like they can wait 2 weeks. They can't always wait an extra 2 weeks for the item they want it.
Yeah,
they might want it gift wrapped, which obviously we do. They might want some extras to go with it. So yeah, it's just this type of thing at Christmas. It's just it's a nice gift to get. If you get shoes as a gift, that's just a good present.
Yeah, so. That is. You can wear it all year round and all that sort of stuff. I'm trying to think. Have I got any Christmas gifts? No, I don't know. Yeah, I had a sad upbringing and that. No Christmas gifts. But no, 100%. Trainers are the one, man. Like, get that for Christmas. You're chilling.
Yeah, it's a good gift. I mean, I've never had a pair for Christmas, but someone wants to get me a pair.
The king of kicks has never had a pair of trainers or a pair of kicks for his
Christmas.
Not
bought for me. I just give the shoes out.
Oh bloody hell! So people around you must be loving it.
Yeah, so some yeah.
Some, yeah, fair enough. So then after that, is that when you moved into here?
Yes, that's when we moved into here about a year ago.
Okay, yeah.
Took a big jump, but I wanted to start taking it seriously. Like, I went from basically being a trainer flipper to a trainer retailer. Like, we're an online retailer. We're ranking with some like big names in the industry.
Yeah.
E-commerce is going really well. Spending a lot on ads, getting a lot of traffic, building social accounts out, taking on someone full time soon for content creation. So
and up until this point, was it all just yourself at that point?
So it was me and someone else, and then I've always used freelancers.
Yeah.
But you need the space to build the team out.
Yeah.
So
as well as expanding the business itself, right? You're sat here in this podcast, and before I was looking at your Instagram, I couldn't find a picture of yourself. Yes. But now you're here, sat in front of me. It's almost like a face reveal at last.
Yeah.
How comes?
It was just a decision I've made. So it's either, like with me, it's either I'm 100% private or I'm 100% personal brand.
Yeah.
So now we're moving. I'm trying to make it different, and I've got what it is. I've got a lot to say. So
yeah, but so what is it in you that flipped that switch to say, all right, cool, personal brand time? Because you could run your business for.
I watch a lot of personalities online.
Yeah.
I don't think any negative about them. I enjoy watching them and I get content out of them. So I just thought, well, why am I not doing this?
Yeah,
all the successful people I watch and I somewhat want to emulate. They've all got personal brands online. That's the commonality of it. So if you want, I just started it.
No, fair enough. When did you start it now?
What's that?
When did you start it, like personal brand pushing?
This is like it's starting now.
Exclusive, straight here on CEOCAST, mate. No, that's how it's got to be. But then the personal brand's the biggest thing you could do, man. Like you're speaking about off camera, like it's such a benefit to.
Yeah, it's huge, bro. Like we were saying before, it was what flicked this. I tell you what flicked the switch with personal brand for me. What really made me realise the impact. George Heaton.
Yeah.
So honour represent. I follow him. I like the lifestyle. Like he runs marathons and does a lot of CrossFit training.
Yeah.
While operating a big business and a brand and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Goes to sick places, countries. Like he'll go to like Paris and do a 10K. Just like early morning. I'm into that shit. So George Heaton actually, me watching his personal brand actually made me convert into a customer. And that's when I sort of went, wow, that was powerful. Because I don't usually get sold to. Like if I see an ad, I'm not the type of customer you're going to catch like that. But the personal brand was that.
Yeah, when it resonates to someone, you're like, you know what, I want to support this in any way that I can.
Yeah, you want to support it. You can see that they're genuinely about it.
Yeah.
And whatever it is, you've got to have respect for someone who's about something. Even if it's someone selling ice cream, bro. If they're selling the fuck out of ice cream, you've got to respect it.
100%. Yeah, you got to respect
it.
Rate the hustle.
You've got to rate the hustle on any aspect, on any level. So.
Yeah. You know, I want to touch on something. Yeah, we were speaking about reading off camera, like rating the hustle and everything like that. You read now, but you said when you were in school, you weren't so much of a reader.
Yeah. So this is something I realised with like the working hard and working smart. Obviously, you need to do both, but you can't just work hard. So I when I was working 7 days a week all the time, I thought I was literally going to sell my way into success. Like that's all I had to do. Just keep selling. I didn't have to learn.
Yeah.
But then, you know, as you're progressing in business, you realise there's so much you don't know. And it was Iman Gadji who put some non-negotiable. He did like a video of like non-negotiable habits.
Yeah.
It was like meditating, reading, and exercising. Well, I'm already exercising. That's like a
standard thing.
That's standard thing for me. Like I'm big into training and stuff. Yeah. So that wasn't hard, but it was the reading and meditating, and it was the non-negotiables. So that's when I started really doing it every day. And I'm thinking, oh, I'm just doing maths on books. And I'm thinking, you know, if you really want to start reading and putting the books away, you've got to be doing it every day. And then, you read a few books that are recommended by certified people. And it just changes the game, bro.
Do you have like a set amount of pages that you read per day?
I try to do a chapter a day.
Chapter a day.
If I'm having a good productive day, I'll do...
like some books, like Harry Potter chapters, that could be a big chapter, bro.
Yeah, I mean, never know Harry Potter. It's all...
No, but I'm just saying, like, some chapters are, like, long.
Yeah, like, sometimes you get books that are super long, but usually, like, even a long chapter might take you 45 minutes, which is, like, a good time. But usually it takes you about half an hour type of thing.
So when do you usually read? Like, after your day's finished?
First thing in the morning. Yeah. So I stack it in first thing, so I'm not missing it.
Yeah.
I start work at, like, 7.
Yeah.
So, I read early morning to get it done. And if I'm having a productive day, I'll read before bed as well. But I try to do something like business life in the morning and personal development on a night.
Later on.
But most of the time I only do one. Sometimes I don't do any. But because I'm doing some at least, it's good. I'm big into it.
So talk to me, then. What sort of books would you recommend? What sort of books that you've read so far that you think this was a must read?
Like you said earlier, Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Yeah.
Huge. How to Win Friends and Influence People. Huge. Grant Cardone 10X. Huge. Atomic Habits. Huge.
But how does one digest a book? Because I'm not gonna lie, like you can read a book here, but how do you take in that information?
So
I feel like reading it and taking it in is two different things.
I get distracted very easily.
Yeah, same.
I'm not that good at reading.
Yeah.
I can read fine, but sometimes you find yourself just going down the page. You're not actually taking anything in. So sometimes sometimes you do have to be in the right mindset. But Reese Wabaru said, I've seen him on his Instagram. He put a better way to take in books is to use a highlighter and listen to the audiobook at the same time.
Yeah.
So I started reading, got a highlighter and an audiobook because it's taking all of your senses away. So you're not looking away and you've got something in your hand. You can't pull your phone out and you can hear it. So that's how you can take it in properly.
That's like some guy I know. His name's Alfie, right? I remember there was a video he showed on Instagram right now. Not right now. There's a video he showed on Instagram where he had a book and it's literally covered in highlighter, the whole thing. He's ingested the whole book. I think it was Rich Dad Poor Dad, I want to say. But literally highlighter everywhere. And he's got it all marked, like pink highlighter would mean something, blue, red, like all different things. Like the guy's mad and it's inspirational. And the thing is, you never really know the impact of reading, right? But when you see someone else in the position they're in, like Geezer makes a lot of money, right?
Listen,
and then
there's a lot of these top successful guys.
They're all say reading.
They're all readers. Yeah. I didn't know this when I was younger, but they were trying to push Harry Potter down my throat.
Yeah, I wasn't
interested in none of that. So even when I was younger, I was like, I'm not reading this. Are you mad? I'm not reading this. I'm not interested in it. But now, I'm reading and getting benefit out of it.
And let me ask you: do you read it on a physical book or on your phone?
Physical book.
You think there's a difference?
It's just how you're taking information. I get distracted easily, so I need to...
You'll end up getting a notification on Snapchat or whatever. It's just,
I get sidetracked easily. So I've got to, and you learn this out of Atomic Habits, which is about habits. You're setting up your environment for a certain action. So if you're reading, you've got your phone there and it's on, well, you're easily going to get distracted. So you've got to set your environment up for that one task. But the reading's huge. I mean, as soon as you read a couple books that are highly recommended and they strike with you, you're only after that little sentence that switches something in your brain. Like at the end of the day, bro, you're reading the insight of someone they might have been alive for 50 years in California,
in a book.
And they've put it in a book and you can get it for a tenner. You're joking.
It's mad as shit.
Like, when I was that tight when I was younger, I'd have thought, I'm not spending a tenner on a book. Now it's like, you don't think about it, do you? See, that's invaluable.
How long have you been reading for now then? Like when did you first start?
Probably about a year and a half.
And how would you say it's changed you? Your mindset?
It's huge. It's huge, bro. Honestly, it's huge.
Talk to me about like the Theo before reading and the Theo now after reading.
Because I'm just more conscious of stuff all the time. So like when I said I burnt all my communication skills, I had to read books to get my communication skills back.
Okay, is it?
So like how to win friends and influence people were a big part of that.
Yeah,
and that sort of helped me out quite a lot. Yeah, they're just huge, man. Once you start doing it, I just think it's essential for success. To be honest,
I need to start reading, man. Everyone tells me all the time that I need to start reading.
There's so much. There's so much you don't know. There's so much you don't know. And my whole thing is it's not how much something costs. It's how much value it is. So let's say books are £1,000 each. Well, a book might have more value than £1,000. Do you get what I'm saying? And you're getting it for a tenner. So yeah.
But do you think it's necessarily reading, or do you think it's the way that people indulge into content? So for people who might be reading, other people might be. I'm definitely saying more of a listener, right? So I'd say podcast, Audible. Do you think it's reading is a key thing, or you got to find your way to indulge?
It doesn't have to be reading, but don't get it twisted. You're not learning watching YouTube shorts.
Yeah. Well, you're learning when you watch the CEOCAST, though.
Yeah, you are when you're watching this podcast, but only this.
Yeah.
If you're not, you might be taking in certain information, but when you're learning like that on short video format, you're not really resonating with it. So yeah, you can 100% learn off YouTube. Amazing stuff. Like you can learn everything off YouTube, but you've got to be sat with writing it down, watching it on screen, and that's all you're doing. In my opinion. All
right, so let me ask you. So you've watched CEOCAST before, right?
Yeah, I've watched them all, bro.
No, I appreciate that. I appreciate it. So then when you're watching it, long form content, are you taking notes down, or like how do you watch CEOCAST? I'm interested now.
CEOCAST for me is entertainment.
Yeah.
I'm into business.
Yeah.
You're talking to good people, you're having health conversations, so I'm watching it for entertainment. Whereas
but do you get like knowledge and inspiration and stuff like that from
100%, but I'm like watching it from like a relaxed point of view. But like I'm talking, if I'm trying to specifically extract information out of something, you've got to take it in differently, and that's what I'm trying to do out of books. I'm not reading for entertainment out of books, you see.
Yeah.
I do not enjoy reading books. Yeah, I do not enjoy it, bro. But I'm trying to extract information from it, so.
No, I hear you. That makes sense, to be fair. It's like, because with podcasts, especially like CEOcast, it can go anywhere sort of thing, right? So you're watching it for the guy's story, the girl's story, things just come across, but you're not actively seeking, for example, how to win friends. What is it? How to win friends?
How to win friends and influence people.
That's the one, yeah. So that's like a pure knowledge sort of thing.
Yeah, exactly. So it's different. It's different.
How do you win friends and influence people?
I think it's too long to get into, but it's just stuff like...
It's a podcast, bro. We've got all the time in the world.
It's about having better conversations with people. So, let me give you an example. So, like beforehand, when I was just working all the time, well, if your life is 95% one thing, majority of the time you're talking about that one thing.
Yeah.
Well, when that one thing's self-inclusive, like a business, not everyone gives a shit as much as you do. So, whereas they might want to listen to it a little bit, they don't want to listen to it 95% of the time out your mouth. So, us having a conversation, it can't just be me telling you everything about me. It's got to be me asking about you as well.
Do you feel like, I'm very interested to know this. Do you feel like when people are talking to you about your business, you almost like hold back a bit? Just because you don't want to come across like you're talking all about yourself or something?
Certain times. I mean, when I'm talking with right people who are interested in it, they love talking about business. I can talk all day. But certain people, if they're talking about business, I'm just like,
you can't, like when people ask me about CEOcast and all that stuff, I feel like I get to a point where I can't talk about it too much, because you can either talk about it too much because you're passionate about it, but then if you come across too much, it's like it's all in your face sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? I don't know, it's a weird one, but yeah.
End of the day, bro, if you're doing something, if they're asking you about it, then they're interested. So
100%. But yeah, go on. So what else then? How else do you win friends and influence people? Or how?
It's just about communication skills and being. To be honest, I could do with giving it a reread. They say like to really take stuff in, you do need to reread stuff, and specifically in that book, it says you need to read every chapter twice. Before moving on.
Oh, is it? Is that what it says in the book?
That's literally what it says
at the front of it or something. Read every single chapter twice.
But a big one was.
So what did you read it once?
Just read it. Ignored it, bro.
Yeah, go on. A big one as well.
A big one was Grant Cardone 10x rule. So that's basically like, I don't know. Do you follow Grant Cardone?
Yeah.
Big property guy in America. It's about 10x output everywhere if you want 10x the results. So if you want to grow 10 times on social media, you need to be posting 10 times more. if you want to sell 10 times more stuff, you need to spend 10 times more on ads. If you want 10 times the amount of work, you need 10 times the amount of people. If you want a 10 times better body, you need to train 10 times harder. Like, it's all these. So this principle for life.
When did you read that book?
Probably about a year and a half ago. I think it was like the second book I ever read.
So when you read that, would you say you incorporated that straight into King of Kicks and got 10 times more stock, 10 times more sales?
Just into life. I just started living life like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I would do it into a certain aspect anyway, but you know, you've got that principle in your head. But end of the day, I follow Grant Cardone on Instagram, and I'm impressionable for like successful people. So if successful people say try something, I'm trying it, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'll try it. I mean, see it for myself. I might not agree with it 6 months later, but I'll try it.
You try to see where it goes, isn't it? Yeah. It's always a funny one doing podcasts with like, not a funny one. It's a weird one to do podcasts with young, successful people like yourself, right? Because you've achieved a lot in a like, I wouldn't say small time frame, but compared to a lot of people, it's a small time frame, if you know what I mean. So where do you picture yourself being in, let's just say, 10 years' time, when you've got 35 years experience under your belt in life, not just business, but in life?
My whole thing about success is it's that balance between personal life, business life, free time, all these things in one. Fitness, health, stuff like that. So it's not just about getting your business to a certain level, because I've learned that the hard way. So it's about just having the right amount of free time, being able to spend good time with people you want to spend time with, have intense good experiences, and have a business going at the same time. I'm interested in business, so I want to operate a large business. So, you know, I see myself being like in this big retailer space, and like the basics of what it comes down to, me buying and selling that. I just love that shit. That's what I like to do. It's not even like a monetary thing. It's just because what I like to do. And if you can do what you like to do, you know
you're loving life, innit?
Like even if you're an ice cream man, bro, if you love selling ice cream, you're winning.
Yeah,
you're winning.
You're enjoying it then, innit? Yeah. As long as you enjoy what you're doing as well, but then you're passionate about it, making money from it. You're living life. You're loving it.
That's it.
What would you advise to someone younger, a younger person watching this podcast? Let's just say that hasn't found their feet within whatever they want to do, but are thinking about starting a business.
You just got to start trying stuff, start tasting stuff.
Yeah.
Start watching Gary Vee. Gary Vee is a good one.
I feel like there's two people, one person that resonates with Gary Vee and one person that doesn't resonate so much with him. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of these guys have got strong opinions, right? And you've got to be careful what you take on board, because they can be quite influential if you're not looking back and judging it for yourself. But, you know, you've got to judge it for yourself. That's how you win off watching these type of characters. But we're advice to young entrepreneurs. It's like, just start tasting stuff and just keep at it. I mean, end of the day, if you've got an idea, it will work if you try it enough. Yeah. Unless it's a very bad idea, but you're not going to go to...
You're not going to know if it's a bad idea unless you try it.
Exactly. You can't give that judgment. Yeah. You can't give that judgment.
And don't be scared of wasting money if it turns out to be a bad idea.
And even if it is a bad idea, you can hold the same principles and modify it.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you start a t-shirt brand and it's shit, no one likes it, no one buys it.
Yeah.
Slight adjustment.
It's all about getting experience under your belt, and then eventually you'll hit that one thing that just takes off on a different level.
Yeah, exactly.
With sneaker reselling, yeah, there seems to be a lot of people doing it, right? So would you advise someone to get into this game? Obviously, without creating competition for yourself. Everyone seems to be doing it right now. And I don't want to say like creating competition for yourself, but you being in the field right now, and someone who's aspiring to be a reseller. I know my cousins have opened up like Instagram pages and whatnot, want to do that sort of stuff. So would you advise it? Yeah,
I mean, look, there's always room to do better than everybody. So even in a highly saturated market, you've just got to be the best. Everything's saturated now with how social media works, because everybody can start a business.
Yeah.
But if you've got ideas of making it to running an honest business and making it the best, then go for it. I don't see why not.
So fitness is a big one as well, right?
You know, 100%.
Why? I speak about this with people all the time.
Like, it might sound like a bit bro sciencey, but at the end of the day, like, your ancestors were made to hunt.
Okay, yeah.
Like, you are meant to be hunting for food.
Yeah.
You've got to understand, like, we live in a world now where your meals are on tap. Everything's there, you know, water's out the tap, warm. Everything's easy. There's no challenge anymore.
Yeah.
So you've got to introduce like a little bit of chaos to progress. I think every day, fitness is a perfect thing for that.
But I feel like fitness in general as well. helps your mindset on so many different levels as well.
It keeps you healthy. It keeps your brain super healthy. It's something to, if you're not feeling good or you're feeling down or your mental health's taking a hit, if you go train, you're gonna be feeling better afterwards.
Yeah, 100%.
It's guaranteed.
It's like one of the most famous men in the world recently said, if you're heartbroken, go to the gym. Something like that. But no, fitness helps with everything, man. Like you take everything you've learned in the gym and the discipline and the motivation and everything like that, the pump goes into your work life.
Yeah, 100%,
it's crazy, bro.
100%. But the thing is, it's like you build self-confidence by keeping promises to yourself. So you're the type of guy to go, I'm running tomorrow, and you don't give a shit what weather it is. It can be hailstoning, thunderstorms, whatever. Like, if you've made the decision you're going for a run, and you go for a run, you're constantly keeping that promise to yourself. So it builds self-confidence. Like, it's introducing a bit of chaos into your life all the time. Which I think is
it's like a challenge, accepted sort of thing, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
What sort of stuff do you do for fitness then? Is it mainly running?
So I do kickboxing Mondays and Fridays.
Yeah.
I've started doing that like past 4 or 5 months.
Yeah.
Proper bad when I started, but I've been getting into it.
Yeah.
Like, you can't fight unless you've trained.
Yeah.
So, but now I can, so it's all right. I do running. I do like 1 run a week, like 5k, 10k, whatever.
Yeah.
And then I've got gym, lift weights as well. And then like, I'm game for a hike as well anytime.
A hike, well, you can do a hike up in
Wales is good.
Wales ain't bad.
I'm not saying I go to Wales all the time. I've only been once, but I'm game for a hike.
Scotland ain't bad, that's not that far away from here.
Scotland's good.
Yeah,
Scotland's good.
I've only been in Scotland once or twice, or something like that, but they got big mountains there and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy
hike
up there. You've never seen anything like it. Wales is like that. But I love anything sport related. Anything sport related, I'm into.
With your kickboxing now, have you been into any altercations, something like that, where you've had to put your skills to the test?
No, nothing like that.
No?
I'm a friendly person, bro.
But you could do that sort of stuff.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm not.
I'm not saying that you would, but like, it's like almost like a different confidence level.
Yeah, you can feel more. You can feel more confidence about yourself.
Yeah.
Like, it's a good mental game as well, because someone's punching you in the face, so you've got to think about it as well as fighting.
Yeah.
So it's a good mental and physical workout. Whereas sometimes you might go to the gym and you're on your phone in between sets. You don't really have to think about it that much.
Yeah.
It's a bit different. That's like a constant sport. Same with running, like anything cardiovascular. You're constantly running, and you can set targets for distance or times.
So I'm the opposite. I rarely ever do cardio.
Yeah, I didn't used to do cardio, but I went about a year and a half ago. I went on a run, and I run 1k and I had to limp home because I got shin splints that bad.
No, I tell you that, I do swimming here and there, but other than that, no cardio, no.
Yeah, I just got shin splints that bad. Yeah. I literally limped home, and I'm thinking, I'm 22, 21 years old, and I can't go for a run. Something's wrong here. So I went on a run every single week.
Until it was gone.
Yeah, well, until it was gone, and then I've just gone every single week.
What's the furthest you've run now? Like, what's the max length
I did
you've done?
half marathon of a week.
So
that's like 13 miles.
Yeah, that's fucking sick. What other week?
Yeah, like two or 3 months ago. Yeah, first one though.
Have you done full marathon before?
No. That's.
Is it insane?
I'm not ready for that.
Is it? Would you want to do that though?
Yeah, I'd probably try it. Yeah, but I'm not the type of guy to go. I don't need to sign up for the marathon and take my picture and
do all that sort of stuff. I'm just going to do it if you want to do it.
If I want to do it, I'll just go do it on the street. I don't care. But the thing is, your cardio gets to a certain fitness where it's like, it's just how long you can bear with your legs hurting. Like your chest is okay, you're not out of breath because your cardio just gets to a certain level where it sort of like stops. Yeah, but it's just your legs are killing.
Yeah, no, fair play. But I think we're coming towards the end of the podcast now. Pretty much. Anything you want to end on? Any final words, messages?
Where do you see CEOCAST in the next 5 years, or the next year? Because you're moving fast. You're getting people on this show, man.
That will be another podcast in itself.
Have you got any specific goals in mind, or?
Yeah. Yes. It's a difficult one for me, because I started this podcast with no intention, but I didn't have any big goals. I just started it because, like I was saying to you off camera, I wanted to start a business from CEOCAST and finding out what business. Oh, reselling is good. I'll get into reselling. Oh, tuning cars is good. I'll do. But this became the business, so I've had to figure out new goals and aspirations along the way because I clocked. Okay, cool. This is a business. I suppose at this point, I want to be. I love like what Link Up TV and GRM do. So I want to create like almost like the GRM of entrepreneurship. Like right now, people just see podcasts, but eventually I want it to be where it's like high end documentaries, short content, long content.
Nice.
Everything like that. Do live events, networking. There's so much you can do within the entrepreneurship field. I want to be able to put people in touch as well. So let's just say yourself, you wanted to get in touch with like Lewis Morgan, Risa Barra. I want to be the one to be able to connect those dots and give you that service and that experience of just. I want to bring genuine networking and entrepreneurship and stuff like that. I don't know. It's a lot. It's a different episode entirely. 100%.
Yeah, 100%. But I mean, this is the good thing about where social's at right now, like where the internet's at. You can do anything, bro.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's what
you can literally start. You could start a blog talking about sandwiches, bro.
Yeah.
And if you do it enough,
there's
certain people who are gonna bang it, and you can monetize it.
And this is what I advise to everyone as well. Yeah, if it's like advising someone with YouTube now in this place in particular, yeah. If you have something that you want to do on YouTube, yeah, whether it's freaking baking cakes or making paper planes, yeah, if you like it, guarantee for a fact there's millions of other people in the world that like it as well. So you can't ever think to yourself that your idea is not going to go anywhere.
100%.
It will go places.
The only period that stops people though is that period of
thinking about it,
starting out and people judging you.
Yeah,
and then until it actually turns into something where they can't judge you.
Yeah, but that's like me. I didn't tell anyone about the podcast until.
Yeah, that's all you've got to do.
I didn't even tell the podcast until anything. They found it themselves.
Yeah, you've just got the best thing for people starting is you've got to keep it under wraps. Until it's moving.
Yeah.
You don't because I see it all the time. It's people make an Instagram account. Everybody go follow this, and they think, well, I've got 400 followers. So they're going to follow this page.
Did you do that as well? When you started King of Cakes?
I don't think I did. I just started doing it.
No, but I'm saying, like, did you tell people around you, this is what you're doing, this is what you're on, like your friends, family?
Yeah, but I didn't put it on my personal socials or anything.
Yeah,
but like
the ones around you knew.
Like if I'm doing something, I'm doing it full time. So anyone around me, like you'll have seen me doing it or heard me doing it, or I've paid to come queue for shoes for me, or you've been in the car for me picking up some shoes or something like that.
I don't think anyone, apart from my two sisters, I don't think anyone knew what I was doing up until the 10th video. Well, no, a couple of people did, but that's just because it was almost like that embarrassment. We'll see where it goes. If it doesn't go anywhere, then no one ever knows.
That's like a major thing that stops people.
Yeah.
I see it all the time. People make a new business, they share it. They've got 500 followers, 1,000 followers. They think, well, I'm going to get 150, and then they don't get the followers because you've got nothing on your page.
Yeah.
So what are they even following? And then you take it personally because all these people that you know haven't followed your page.
Yeah.
And then that's what stops people.
Yeah.
But you know, you stick at these ideas, bro, and shit happens.
No, 100%. I'd say to anyone who's listening to this, watching this right now, if they got an idea in their head, they just got to run with it, man. Like,
and it's
that day and age
run with it for a long period
accessible.
of time. It's not a month, 2 month period. Like we're talking a year, 2 years.
That's
3
the other
years.
thing as well. I think that people they start that idea, do it for a month, 2 months, don't see the most success from it, and then think, you know what, let me pack it in. It's not going anywhere. But it's only been a month, 2 months.
Every 18-year-old, there's how many 18-year-old millionaires is there online now?
That's what I'm saying.
Not as many as you think there are. But this is the narrative that's getting pushed that everybody's earning money this young. So when they don't get the success too fast, that's when they start like looking down on their own achievements.
Because all these young lot have messed it up, given that millionaire mindset and everything like that. When really and truly, they're probably millionaires from selling £1,000 course to 10 different people, 100 different people. Do you know what I mean? And that's where it's messed up, because those same people are driving their Lambos and stuff, showing the luxury life to these younger 18-year-olds. And when their money's not matching up to the person they're looking up to online, that's when it all gets messed up.
Yeah, that's what stops people.
Success is a patience game.
100%. You've got to be going at it with zero expectation.
Let me ask you: Would you consider yourself successful at the moment?
I'm not. I mean, I've got a business that's moving. Yeah.
Yeah.
The fact is that everything's not in place where I need it right now. But obviously, my expectations are super high. But yeah, quite successful for my age. Yeah.
You know, one thing I want to touch on as well, right, for you, yeah. Advertisement, because obviously a lot of businesses used to run on Facebook ads, and with the whole iOS change, something like that, it changed things completely. 100%.
I mean, any business on social media is going to tell you like the algorithms have changed. Like the organic reach is not what it used to be.
Yeah.
Like my page, for example, I remember one time I was getting 2,000 followers a week. Now it's just like gone stagnant, just because the type of content just doesn't reach as many people. They want people to pay for paid ads and stuff like that.
Yeah, I was going to say that. I feel like all the platforms just want money, essentially, from all the businesses and stuff like that to get them out there.
You've got so many independent businesses that have sort of got bigger on social media, so everything's a lot more clouded now. That's why everything's short form video like that.
Yeah.
Up and down, up and down.
Are you on TikTok?
I'm not on TikTok. I don't use TikTok. I've literally got... we're doing TikTok big very soon. We've got someone starting part-time doing taking control of TikTok and shorts and stuff like that. 'Cause that's where it's at. If you're not doing short form video...
Yeah.
If you're not doing short form video, it's like you're not even
short form videos where it's at. That's why any single business, I always say to someone, TikTok.
100%. But like everything's TikTok now. So Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts.
Yeah.
It's all like the same sort of vibes. And I'm sure it's even on Facebook.
Yeah. Something like that. Yeah.
I don't use TikTok myself, but
do you not?
It's too bad. But I just watch Instagram Reels instead. But it's the same.
It's the same shit.
It's the same shit. But yeah, them short form video. That's where it's at now. For sure.
It's killed a lot of people's attention span. Yeah, with TikTok and stuff. Yeah. So how do you keep your social media clean in terms of inspiration? So
what we're trying to do now is offer more value. So we're doing a lot of like sneaker news and blog posts and stuff like that. Because that's like you're giving the customer something. Well, maybe not even a customer. Maybe just your followers. You're giving them something else interesting to learn.
Yeah.
So if you're into shoes and a new Jordan 1's coming out, you might be interested to learn about it, or if something came out on Supreme, or if Dior did this, or that type of thing. So we're just trying to give more value to the customer in terms of that advertisement, and then showing actual stuff we've got for sale in a very high quality version of that.
Yeah. Do you ever get inspired by like what other people are doing online?
100%. Like, you know, they say like the average of 5 people you spend the most time with, right?
Yeah.
Those 5 people can be people on the internet to a certain extent.
Because you're following them, innit?
Yeah, because you're following them. But the thing is, it's an opportunity to follow people. Like if you're following Reese Wabara, for example, at what age in any previous life would you have been able to see a big CEO, his habits and advice on your phone for free?
Yeah.
Like you've never been able to see that.
To do that, no.
You've always been limited to the opinions of your area and like your dad's friends.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 100%,
so
yeah.
that now how you've got access to information
worldwide,
and it's free and you can see it all the time.
Yeah.
You've got to take it on board.
Yeah, no, I love what people are doing out there, and people making, like you said, people making businesses from anything.
Yeah, because you can see the insights to how like super successful people are operating.
Yeah.
And like, you know, you copy successful people's habits and you get successful. That's how it works, man. That's how it works.
Success leaves habits. What is it they say? There's a saying for it, man. Success leaves habits that other people can follow or something like that. I don't know exactly. I'll have to research it, or someone can let me know. But
yeah, I'll find that one.
Yeah, it's stuck in my head. It's gonna.
Yeah, it's big. It's big. You can take good positive influences from following the right channels. You've got to set your social media up right. If you're just watching nonsense on social media all the time, you're just gonna have nonsense in your brain. But if you're setting it up with people that you're getting value from, then you're winning. And you're actually gaining something out of that interaction.
I forgot to ask you this question entirely. Right? Obviously, we just spoke about success there. What's the revenue look like for this sort of business?
I can't really say that one,
And that right there is, I believe, where we probably cut off the podcast. No, but it's been a pleasure having you on and finally having someone to talk about sneakers with and anything like that. You can follow your Instagram socials. What are they?
Yeah, so it's at King of Kicks UK. We're on Facebook, Pinterest, Snapchat.
Pinterest as well?
Yeah.
That's the first time I've ever
Instagram. What else are we on? Twitter. The URL is www.kingofkicks.co.uk. 24 hours a day. Online, always there. And you can use code CEOCAST10 for £10 off your order.
That's not bad.
Nice little discount code there.
Do I get that as well?
Yeah, you get that, bro.
Yeah, that's not bad. I'll use that. CEOCAST10 for £10 off your order. And yeah, make sure you check out King of Kicks. They've got a whole load of stock, whole load of variety. I'm sure you'll find something for yourself or your girl or your sisters, brothers, whatever the case may be. You'll find something for someone, 100%. And I'm sure if you haven't got it in stock, you'll probably be able to get it in stock.
Yeah, we can source everything.
Yeah, sourcing as well. So yeah, Theo, it's been great to have you on. And until then, I'll catch these lot on the next episode of CEOCast.
No, I talked about quite a lot, to be fair.
Yeah, there was good stuff, very good conversation, other than just business and stuff as well. Like,
What did you think were good there?
Oh, what? Sorry.
Which parts do you think were good?
I like the reading bit especially. I'm always big on personal development and stuff like that as well. Business, obviously, that's a solid conversation. But just in general, the whole conversation was flowing.
Thing is, I treat a business like it's your vehicle. So you're changing your habits around how that's operating. So it forces you to be more efficiently. So it's not even the benefit you're getting out of just operating that business. It's like you've got to change yourself to operate around it. So yeah, just positives for me, man. No, if you're into it though, but I think what else, a lot of people have. I think there's like a negative connotation around working for someone now or having a job. Nothing wrong with having a job.
No, there's nothing wrong with it.
Most people should be in jobs. Yeah. Like this is not it's not a road a lot of people should take.
Yeah.
Because unless you like the bullshit, you're not gonna enjoy it.
Yeah, because with a normal job, essentially, it depends what level you're at and all that sort of stuff. You can leave your stuff at the door at work, whereas business, myself, your brain's constantly working.
There's no time off.
Yeah,
There's no time off.
Since I started this podcast in December 2019, January 2020 officially, my brain has not switched off once.
If someone contacts you with an important person to do a podcast, are you going to say, "Oh, I'm not working"?
No.
Don't work like that, does it?
Yeah, that's literally what I was saying. So when I said I emailed Tate, that was at 5 a.m, and I didn't wait for his reply there. Oh, I did actually tell her because I thought, all right, let's just see if he replies. He replied at 7 a.m. Do you think there's no time for work?
Yeah, it's game on. It's game on. Well, yeah. Look, you can enjoy a job, but there's this full hustle culture type shit around that everyone you got to work for yourself, this and that. But you don't have to. You can.
Do you ever take days? I was having a conversation with someone. Do you ever take days off for just to kick back, relax? So almost like a mental health day.
My whole thing is, I'm not asking myself, do I want to do it? I'm asking myself, does it need doing? That's my main thing. So if it needs doing and we're busy right now, there's no days off. It's all smoke. It's all smoke. When it needs it, you've got to step up and do it. So and sometimes that can last for a year, 2 years, 6 months, 3 months, 2 months, a week, whatever.
So that was my argument to the person. I was saying basically, when you know that you got shit to do and it's got to be done, you can't afford to have a day like that.
Yeah, exactly. It's not always a luxury.
Yeah.
It's not always a luxury you can have.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if I'm trying to, I had this recently where I tried to work on a Saturday. I usually do work on Saturdays, but I was just unproductive. I couldn't focus properly, so I'm just like, right, well, it's pointless me being at work, so I just left. So if it's times like that, if I really need it, I'll won't, because I've done it before where you're making yourself feel like you're working, but you're not actually getting
anything done. Yeah, 100%.
So that's when it's pointless. You've got to do it smart, but at the same time, it's not about. You've got to think logically, not about not with your emotions. If you want to take a day off, it's not always the chance.
Do you ever have reset periods then, for yourself personally?
So I've been. I watch a lot of Iman Gadji, right?
Yeah.
He does a lot of that deep work for 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, and then takes the foot off through the summer or whatever. That's what I'm implementing now. So now it's winter. It's all work mode.
It's all guns blazing.
Well, I love the hustle. So I like when it gets cold. I like when it's dark and I'm up early. I like when you're wrapping up, and I'm into.
You like the hustle fully, innit?
I just like the hustle. It feels a bit more gritty all the time. If it's summer and it's sunny outside, different. You're not always going to want to be sat inside, are you? So.
Yeah, no, of course, yeah, of course. What do you do in your time off then?
A lot of exercise. I like to go out though. I like to go out for food and stuff like that. A lot of sport. Like I said, I do sport. I do sport for enjoyment.
Yeah.
But yeah, go out. I like to go out.
Chill.
I like to go out for food.
Yeah.
I like to go out for
food's always a good one.
Yeah.
I said food's always a good one.
Food's always a good one. It's an experience, innit? So you're not only getting the food, but you're getting the experience.
Yeah, the food messed me up though for a bit, and then I had to join gym, and then I went on a diet.
I like meeting up with people though. I've met a lot of people, different places. I like
meeting people now. Like I said, naturally I'm an introvert, but I've really enjoyed just meeting people, even if it's not necessarily for a podcast. But if someone messaged me saying, "Yo, I'm in Leeds," I don't know, the other day my Instagram story when I said I'm doing this whole round trip, I said, "Yo, if you're around, shout me, we'll link up." I don't know why, I just love meeting up with people and seeing.
Oh, so did you not know that person you went and met?
No. No, I ain't got a clue. Do you know what I mean? I'll just meet up with anyone, and
That's good, bro.
if people are up for just linking up, then we'll just do it.
Yeah, you've got to practice them skills. Social skills is a muscle. You've got to train it.
Yeah,
You've got to practice it. It's just part of being successful, just in life, like life success.
yeah, that's it. You never know who you're gonna meet.
100%.
So it's good to be social. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's solid. That was an hour and 20 minutes conversation. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, comment your feedback below. Like we said, there's a discount of £10 CEOCAST 10.
CEOCAST 10.
CEOCAst 10. I like that you've done that, you know. Is that the new CEOCast?
That's where they're going to put. You're going to have to just put it right there.
Okay, we're going to put it in that little gap there. I thought that was basically like CEOCast 2 Caesar sign. New symbol. Anything else? I think I need to get a pair of Jordans for myself at last.
Oh, wait. Hold on, actually. You said your size 11, yeah?
Yeah. Or what, have you already figured it out and everything like that? Huh?
Yeah. Do you like this?
I don't know what they are.
Tell me. Do you like it?
Yeah. Yeah, that's bad boy shit. Yeah, they're hard. I'm going to cop them a few.
You can have them.
So what are these?
It's a gift.
No. So this is the thing, yeah. Obviously, naturally, I know that people have business and stuff like that. I always say to people, the lowest I'll accept is cost price, because I don't want to take money out of your pocket, because you've paid for these, obviously.
Yeah, but it's a.
I get it.
You're providing value.
Yeah, I get it, but I'd rather pay you of what you paid for them at least.
I'd rather just give it as a gift, though.
We're gonna we'll toss a coin on it. How about that? Yeah.
Yeah, we'll toss a coin on it. All right.
You got a coin? Have I even got a coin? My bag's over there. We'll toss a coin off camera for it. So yeah, just talk me through, what are these? Because I don't know.
So Jordan 1 mids.
Yeah.
They're like the lower cut versions of the highs.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't actually notice the difference, but
Yeah.
these are the lower cut versions. These have gone super popular. This Jordan 1 mids, 3-4 years ago, nobody would wear mids, but now everybody loves
What's
them.
the colorway called?
That's anthracite. It's called anthracite, but it's grey, black, white.
Grey and black, the hard. No, thank you for that, Theo, man.
Yeah, no worries,
We're still gonna toss a coin, but I like the choice. What made you want to pick these ones out?
You said you like Jordans. I just thought they're quite wearable and stuff.
No, they're
So
sick,
I
man.
thought that'd be a good choice for
I've
them.
heard they're comfortable as well, so we'll try them. Sick, man. I appreciate that. Let me get a coin. I'm gonna flip this on camera. Right. So, you tell me, heads or tails?
Heads.
All right. So heads, it's a gift from you. Tails is I'll pay you. Yeah. And I won't flick it, like touch it or anything like that. I'm gonna flick it on the table. Yeah. We'll just see whatever it lands on. I'm not touching that.
What is it?
You say what's yours?
Mine were heads.
That's tails.
What's that one?
Huh?
What's that one?
That's tails.
So is that your pain?
Or,
You can just have them as a gift, bro. It's fine.
no, it landed on heads, but I'm not gonna accept it. Do you know what? It did land on heads.
It's a gift. We did the coin flip. It's fair enough.
All right, cool. Safe. It's
have to
unfortunate that I had
accept
to
it,
land
bro.
on the floor. Oh yeah, and on that note, we're gonna end the podcast there. So make sure you check out King of Kicks, and we'll catch you in the next episode of CEOCAST next week. Next week's gonna be a good one, very interesting one to say the least. So I'll catch you then. Wicked. Son, it's a pleasure, bro. That's been sick.